Dear students and parents, welcome to the Test Prepare channel once again. This is Pranay. In this video, as you already know, we are going to talk about the JEE registration process. We'll go screen by screen, what details you need to fill in. But along with that, of course, it will be valid for all the Indian students. Apart from that, a special emphasis is given for the NRI students, because sometimes we get confused what we need to fill in into the PIN code, what do we need to fill in as a permanent address or as a correspondent address. Sometimes our PIN code doesn't match when we are abroad. So those few things I'm trying to cover, and along with that we will try to cover the entire procedure, how we have to register for the JEE registration and the admission procedure. Okay, so I'll see you on the registration screen now. Okay, I have a query here. We'll simply write JEE registration 2021 or whichever year that may be. For the convenience sake, I'll try to give the link in the description also. You can just follow the link which I'm using right now. Although it's going to be the first one, which says jeemain.nta.nic.in. The link is there in the description. The moment you click this link, you'll be directed to the NTA website, where we are getting all these information, and up front I'm able to see this blue button which says apply for JEE Main 2021. Okay, so that is the button that you need to click in initially. Now we are on the next page. This says steps to apply online, and this is only for the registered candidates. So right now what we are doing is we are trying to create our account by using the left section over here. And once you are registered, later on with your credential and detail, you'll be able to log in into the NTA website with the created credentials, which we are going to do now. Okay, so steps to apply online, application form. Okay, it's already selected. Click on new registration. Now here you can also get the download information bulletin. You can download the JEE 2021 brochure here. Okay, all the details are mentioned there. Let me just explain you this in a nutshell. Okay, you can go into the details once you are finally filling up the form, but I'll tell you the details which are involved. So this means what? From the NRI's perspective also. For example, if you are just appearing for a B.Tech paper, okay, you being the general student, if you are a male, okay, and if you are if you are an NRI, or if you are writing a paper outside India, then you need to pay 3,000 rupees. Okay, if you are from India, you need to pay 650 rupees. At the same time, when you are writing only B.Tech paper, okay, which is the paper 1, JEE Main paper 1, if you are a female candidate and if you are abroad, then you need to pay 1,500 rupees. Okay, this is part 1. If you are if you are writing for paper 1, if you are going for B.Tech and you belongs to SC, ST category or PWD category, being a male student, you need to pay 1,500 rupees over here. As if you are from outside India, for Indian students is 325, and a female student belongs to SC, ST, PWD category, you again need to pay the same fee, which is 1,500 rupee. Okay, so this thing explains you over here. Now if you are writing combination of paper, for example paper 1 and paper 2 both, and you belong to the general category, if you are a male, then for outside India student you need to pay 6,000, for Indian student you need to pay 13,000. So you can correlate the data in that manner. One of the important notification actually which came in is that with the recent notification that JEE is now going to be in the month of March, April and May also, and I think in okay, over here February, March, April and May. Okay, so in this registration itself you can register for all of these examination. Okay, all of these attempts you can do it in a single registration. You don't need not necessarily need to go with the separate registration altogether. Okay, so these are the basic details. Just go through them once. Here is a small checkbox. Select it and click here to proceed. Now there are 4 steps involved, as I told you earlier. First is creating the account on NTA website, which is called registration. Once our registration is done, we'll be going for the application form, filling up the application form. Once the application form is filled up, we'll upload our documents. Once the documents are uploaded, we'll pay the fee. And by paying the fee, our JEE paper registration is completed. Now let's fill in few details here. Candidate name, let's say Kush Sharma. Father's name, I'm just writing it down just as usual. Your father's name, your mother's name. Select your date of birth. You can simply select your relevant date of birth. Hypothetically, I'll choose it. Male. Identity type. If you have a PAN card, you can apply, or you can give PAN card here. You can, being a NRI student, you can also select always your passport. Okay. So let me just select PAN card here. Okay. Now, in case of a present address, if you are an Indian student, of course these fields are self-explanatory. But when you are an NRI student, then you need to mention couple of detail here, like present address. I'm mentioning it's a 267 by 6. I'm just using hypothetical address here, so do not worry much about it. Just mention localities, let's say Dubai. Country, in case of a country, you need to select, let's say, United Arab Emirates. Then it will ask you for the PIN code. Okay, in PIN code column, you can simply type, if you know the zip code. Okay, because in UAE you have zip codes, which is also a 5-digit. In case if it asks you for 6-digit, you can just mention 00000. Okay, then alternate contact number, then you can leave that, and here you can mention your email ID. Okay, and then your contact number. Okay, just make sure the contact details are correct, because they will be sending you the notification on your registered number. Okay, so make sure that it's always correct. Then if you are from abroad, of course in your present address you should mention that one. And if you have an address here in India also, you can just mention that permanent address over here in the column. If you are not there, and if you don't have a address there, and nobody is in fact living over there, then in that case you can just mention same as the present address. Then just create a password. Now remember, password is going to be between 8 to 13 characters long. It must have a uppercase and a lowercase. It must have one numeric value, and it should have at least one special character. Okay, so in this case what you can do is, let me just give you an example. If I'll type Ankush, I'll use capital ANKUSH, then use any special character, then use numbers. I'm using 1 2 3 4. Okay, now repeat your password, the capital A, then small NKUSH, then use any special character, and then use 1 2 3 4. This is how you can form your password. Now the website that you visit frequently, you can just mention that, just in case if you forget your password, it will help you recovering it. Now you need to enter the security pin, which is mentioned over here. It's 8E82E0. Now remember one important thing over here. A couple of times when you click on the submit button, even though you have a correct security pin mentioned over here, it always tell you that the security pin is not matched. So that basically is the session error. What you need to do is you need to refresh the page altogether. Instead of trying a couple of times with the correct security pin and clicking on the submitting button, it will not help you. There's a problem with the website here. You can just simply click on the reload this page, fill in all the information again, and then try to generate a new security pin, and with that you'll be able to submit it. So let me just try if I'll be able to go ahead. Yeah, thankfully I'm getting this information. Now you just need to click on the close. Okay, it's just giving you information that please be careful while filling in your the details and everything. So I'll just simply click close. Now you have a details mentioned here. What you need to do is you need to click on these check boxes, all of that, because the NTA just wanted to be sure that whatever information you're giving it correct, and you're giving your consent also. After clicking all these check boxes, you need to click on I agree. Okay, then click on final submit, say yes. Now, out of the four steps here, we have completed our registration on the NTA website. Okay, it says completed. The moment your registration gets completed, you'll be able to get an email into your account, and it'll typically tell you something like that. I'll just show you. Yeah, here it is. So it will tell you that you have successfully completed your application form. You'll get something like that. Here, the important and the foremost thing is the application number. Keep this thing safe at your end, because this will be asked a couple of times whenever you are submitting whenever you are trying to find any other detail. It will always ask you your application number. So while filling in the form, here is the application number. Just copy it and just keep it secure, maybe in your email or somewhere else. Click on continue application form. Now we have couple of details already filled in. Nationality, you need to click on Indian if you are an NRI. If you need to click on OCI and foreign or other, okay, if you belong to that category. So you can just mention Indian here. Okay, in the case of state UT, you need to mention it outside India. Then you need to select the category whichever you belong to. It says I selected general. Then in case you are a PWD candidate, if you are physically disabled with some 40% disability, then you need to click yes, otherwise click no if you are a PWD candidate. Then are you a diabetic? You can mention yes or no, whichever is applicable. Place of residence, urban. Mode of preparation, if you are writing this examination with your self-study, you can mention self-study. If you took some tuitions, you can mention individual tuitions. If you've joined any coaching classes, you can simply type select tutorial classes. Medium of schooling in qualifying examination, that you can mention English or whichever is relevant. Then you are applying for B.Tech only, B.Arch only, or the combination of these examinations. So in simple case, it's B.Tech, and here are the attempts. For example, if I wish to attempt March, April and May, all three papers, then I'll push on with March. Now, question paper medium. Question paper medium means the JEE paper which you want to write should be in which language. Okay, so you need to select the relevant language. I have selected English, which means I want the paper to be in English language. Okay, then exam state, these are the preferences that you need to give to the NTA so that they can give you the centers accordingly. Now select the state. Okay, if you want your examination entrance examination center to be in any of these state, just select. Otherwise, if you need it abroad, you can mention outside India. If you need all of those outside India, then you can do these outside India, outside India, outside India. And just for the safer side, if you want, if you could not find any of those in outside India, you should always give one, the fourth choice to be in India. Okay, so that in the worst case scenario, you're able to get that. So you can say, for example, Kerala. Okay, so 3 outside India, and the last preference is to write examination in Kerala. Now in outside India, I have to select the exam city. Now, this time we have for the Middle Eastern students who are from Middle East, like Bahrain, Dubai, Kuwait, Muscat, Riyadh, Sharjah. Okay, you have all these centers here. Apart from that, we have Singapore here, Kathmandu, Colombo, these one. Okay, so let's say Dubai. Then I would say maybe let's say Kuwait, and then I can say Muscat. Okay, these are my outside India options. And in Kerala, if I have to go for, let's say, I would say Kollam. Okay, So this is the preferences which we have given to the NTA now. So based on the availability, first of all, NTA will try to give you the entrance examination center in Dubai. Then they will try, if no seats are available for you in Dubai, then they will give you a seat in Kuwait. If not available in Kuwait, they'll give you in Muscat. If not available in Muscat, lastly and surely they will give you in Kollam. Okay. Now, education details, past status. Of course, you need to click on past. Then which year did you appear for? You need to select year. Qualifying exam, select 10th or equivalent. Place of schooling, rural, urban. So you mention rural. Type of school. Many of those schools are managed by maybe embassies and so on and so forth. In that case, you can select other. Otherwise, if it's a private school, you can just simply mention private. Qualifying exam state, just mention others, because you did your education from abroad. Then qualifying examination district, others. School board, you need to select CBSE or the relevant one, whichever is there. Result mode, did you get your result in percentage or CGPA? Okay, for example, if I mention CGPA, then you need to mention your grade point. Okay, out of what? So I would say that out of 10, I got almost 8 CGPA. So it will show you the total CGPA is 8. Otherwise, you can simply mention percentage and you can add the data as per the result. Then roll number. Then school and college name, address. Okay, you need to mention your school name here. Apart from that, you also need to mention the address here. Okay, so with the school name, you can use the address here. For example, in this format. After that, you should also mention the correct zip code of the school. So again, I'm using a hypothetical one. Okay. Over here, you have to select 6 times 0, because if you even do it for 5 times, it will give you an error later on, and it will tell you that the pin code is not correct. So just to rule out that thing, you should always mention the correct address over here clearly. Otherwise, it will give you a problem later on. So mention the school name, then mention the school address, and at the end of it, you should give the pin code also over here, or I'm sorry, the zip code. Just like that, 10th will be submitting the 12th details also. Most of you are appearing right now, so you can mention appearing. Year is already selected. Qualifying exam. Here you can select the second option, which is relevant to me as of now. So I'll select the second option. Place of schooling is again urban. Type of school, again let's say private. Then qualifying state, if you did it from abroad, mention other. Qualifying exam district, other. School board, again that's CBSE. Result is awaiting, so you cannot add that. Roll number, again you can mention your current roll number if you've already got that. School name, same thing that again which I told you that you need to do in case of grade 10th. Just mention the school name, then mention the school address here, and mention your pin code, zip code. Okay, and school code you can mention 6 times 0. Then over here, okay, and additional details, are you a twin? Yes or no? You can mention the correct detail. Then you need to mention the details like qualification, occupation, and annual income for your father and mother. Guardian is not mandatory. You can just mention the qualification, occupation, and annual income. For mothers, you can always select qualification from here. In case if she's a housewife, you can mention others including housewife, and then you need to select one option. Again, we are at the second point. You need to mention the security pin, which is Q1, K3, 4 and 8, and go to submit. Great. Now again we are on the review page, close it and select all these check boxes. And before clicking these check boxes, because I'm not filling the actual registration detail right now, I'm just selecting it, you should check the details twice, because if you do not have the window open to edit the paper application form, later on you cannot edit any of these details and your registration might get cancelled as well. So review the page entirely from top to down, all the information should be correct. If you wish to change any of these details, you can always go back and click on the edit application from data. Okay, click now when the details are correct, select all of these details here and click on final submit. Click on yes. Now there you go. Now out of the 4, we have already completed registration and application, so it says completed. Even at this point of time, if you wish to edit your application form, you can click on view application form here and you can edit it, or you can edit it from here as well. Okay, so the third step that we have to do now is to upload our documents. Okay, click on upload images. Before coming to this step, just make sure that you have all these documents available in the specific format which is mentioned here. Minimum size should be 10 KB, maximum size should be 200 KB, not more than 200 KB. Plus your passport photograph should be on a white background. Okay, so select your file from here, from your computer. Click on the passport photograph. It will come here like this. Then you need to upload the copy of your signatures also. Select your signatures from here. Like this, your signatures will come up, and now you need to click on submit and preview. Click on the submit button and you need to self-attest it. Click on self-verified, that you are verifying that this is your photograph and you are verifying that this is your signature. For final submission, you need to mention your security pin. This is case sensitive. Click on I have verified, upload document carefully, and click on upload. You'll get the message, all selected documents uploaded successfully. Click on OK. Now all the 3 steps are done. You've almost completed your registration application form and details. The last thing which is remaining is to pay your fee, which is 9,000, because earlier we had being a NRI student or a student from abroad, you need to pay 3,000 rupees being a male student for single attempt, and we selected for March, April and May attempt. Okay, so 3 attempt equals to 3,000 equals to 9,000. So click on pay examination fee. Here you need to of course select online payment, because there is only online payment option. This time there is no offline mode available. Click on proceed for payment. Click on OK. Now you need to select any of these options which are available. You can pay it through Paytm, you can pay it through HDFC payment bank, and you can select the relevant one over here. Later on you just need to click on proceed for payment and you will get a confirmation page. So this is it. This is about how your registration will get completed on the JEE website. If you have any specific query, if you want to ask anything more about it, just let us know on info@testprepcard.com along with your contact number, and we will try to answer you with our solution, whichever and whenever it's possible. Okay. So thanks for watching.